Hey guys, welcome back as always. My name is Leyzar, and today we're going to be checking out the latest Warframe to be released. We're talking about Citrine, the support Warframe. Now I say support, but honestly to me, in gameplay, she feels as a bit of an all-rounder. So what we're going to be doing next is going over the actual build for the Warframe. We already went over the abilities in a previous vid. So, to get straight to the point, whatever aura you want, it doesn't really matter. You don't need to go for corrosive projection, especially if you're not going to be fighting high-level armored targets. Prime Sure-Footed is here simply because I need it to be here. It's annoying to get knocked down. We're going to be using Archon Vitality, Stretch, and Continuity. Yes, all of these free work. But weirdly enough, my friends, when it comes to Archon mods, Archon Intensify does not function. We tested this one, and apparently it just doesn't want to work. Maybe it's a bug, maybe it's not. Let me put it to you another way. If it did work, 100% I would use Archon Intensify. But since it doesn't, there you go. You're better off going with Umbral Intensify, which will get you that 44% ability strength over the normal version. Now, since we're on the topic of ability strength, let's go over what it actually does for Citrine, so you understand there is no real need to go overboard with it. First of all, it does nothing to her passive. You're still gonna get to 25, and that is amped up by 0.1 by picking up Health Orbs. Her first ability, now on this one you're going to be getting yourself more damage from power strength, but also the chance for the health orb to drop and the energy orb to drop will be greater the more power strength you have. For example, if you go for Umbral Vitality, Umbral Intensify, you're going to go to 72 and 28. With the normal version you go to 65 and 26. Now for her second ability, power strength on this one appears only to affect the actual initial damage reduction. When you activate the ability, you're gonna get yourself that 52% and it will be decaying down. Apparently that's the only thing it actually affects. As for her third ability, you're going to be getting yourself more damage and more status chance, not status duration. More status duration will be coming from continuity. As for her final ability, Crystallize, more power strength on this one will be meaning more damage and not more critical chance. The critical chance is set at 300%. Next up, what do we got? We got Prime Flow. You can play without flow. It's not 100% necessary, but I feel a whole lot more comfortable with it. Now for a second, let's talk about Equilibrium. Equilibrium is working on this Warframe 100% because of her one ability, Fractured Blast. But here's the thing, you don't really need it, and the main reason is Archon Stretch. But again, you can go with Equilibrium if you so desire. Range on this Warframe is extremely important because it will allow you to easier and more efficiently crowd control your targets and apply all the debuffs. So Archon Stretch, or the normal version of Stretch in case you want to go with Equilibrium, and Augur Reach. Natural Talent, why here? Well, honestly, her abilities, beautiful as they may be, a bit long-winded. And when you're going higher level, those long-winded abilities can mean death. So I would say go with Natural Talent. If not, you can simply stick a couple of shards into her for orange shards, which will increase the casting speed. As for the last slot, well, it depends on what you're going to be doing. Rolling Guard for higher level content, as per the usual, yes. Yes, Rolling Guard on everything, sadly, my friends. I'm not a big fan of this mod, but it is highly efficient at what it does. And for everything else, Adaptation, keep in mind Adaptation doesn't need to be maxed out. You can leave 2 from the top. Arcane Energize is not necessary on Citrine at all. You can skip it altogether. I use it for a bit more comfort when it comes to energy. And Molt Augmented, again, we went over power strength and what it does for the actual Warframe. Honestly, you can use whatever arcanes you want. You don't need either of them per se. Keep in mind you are a support Warframe and you will offer your teammates damage mitigation, health regeneration, also from your passive and the additional health orbs that will be put on the ground. You'll offer them energy because of the additional energy orbs that will be put on the ground, and of course you offer them status duration, status chance, and critical chance for those of your 4 ability and your 3 ability. And that's pretty much it. The gameplay of the Warframe is kind of complete, I want to say, simply because you're going to be spamming all of your abilities, which is why we don't have something substituted in the helmet segment. We went over this for the past 5 hours or so, and we came to the realization that you don't really need to helmet any of her abilities. But if you would, try to swap out her one for something like a clump up ability, perhaps Korra's and snare ability. And that's pretty much it. How about I show you how this build actually functions? But what I'm going to show you is without adaptation, like so. Archon Intensify, we tested it, does not function.
And it would also never work with her one, because that doesn't do any healing.
It would work with her passive. Passive that is almost maxed out. 21 I see instead of 25. Well, Yost, what do you say? What would you do?
Finish it up with adaptation and you're good to go.
I think so too.
How you not dying? How you not dying?
Well, everything is crowd control, that's one. Second of all, I do have my 2 up, which is 90% damage reduction right now. Look at this.
Yeah, and also don't forget we do have a little bit of Augur from Augur Reach. So you do have some continuous shields dropping in.
This is also true. Enough to shield gate. Look, there's a Eximus. There was an Eximus around for some reason. I don't know. Angst is spawning. There she is. And there she goes. How's that? Good enough?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's good enough. I mean, sure, you can find better, but this is still a support Warframe. Or it's supposed to be. Why is this guy invulnerable, Yost?
Probably
The bug? The viral bug?
Yeah.
They still haven't fixed it?
Nope.
The longer you fight, the better you play. This feels like a good choke point here. Remind me to cast down my free, because I forget that's extra damage.
Someone has fashion for you.
Oh please, yes please, I need a better one. One for the vid, please, give me the fashion. Link me your fashions and I will be grateful.
Yeah, after the mission, of course, because...
Well, you can link it to me now, but I can't watch it until I finish.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I feel pretty strong right about now, and again, this is without adaptation. The adaptation is still not on the build. But granted, the enemies are only level under 200, 130, 40, something of this sort. Nothing too major. There's just so many procs everywhere, you know? I just saw 1.8 million crit out of the Corofel there. Impact. Look at that. Is that the Corofel? No, this is the Stephalos. Excuse me, I get the two confused. Well, stream, is this what you wanted to hear and see? Is this entertaining? I don't like to do these things all that often. But there's only way to test a build is this way. This is an Oxolo test for the gun as well. She's doing a great job. But I knew she would. Well, I don't know, I'm bored. I think that's enough. 20 minutes. Yes, 20 minutes of survival. That should be good enough. The build works. The Warframe works.
You were in for 20 minutes, so KPM of 85.
So, yeah.
Good enough.
As for shards, you're kind of flexible on this one. You're not forced into a particular shard type per se, but try to go the route of orange or yellow shards for more cast speed. In that case, swap out natural talent and you can replace it with something else, or you can use red shards to pump up even more duration, which would make the Warframe simply feel a bit more comfortable, a bit more permissive in gameplay. What can I tell you about Citrine? Honestly, I have enjoyed the Warframe. It's not a Warframe that will blow your mind, but it's a nice all-rounder, and I appreciate the fact that I finally get to use all of her abilities straight off the bat, and I don't feel like I need to replace something within the helmet system. And I do believe, my friends, and that is pretty much it. As always, my name has been Leyzar. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, favorite, share, and subscribe only if you enjoy the content, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye!